Good morning, guys. It is very, very cold today. 9:32, and it's Tuesday. But the water's beautifully clear, isn't it? Wonderful. I've got my boots on today. If I see somewhere further along that is appropriate for me to walk, but this is all ice cold, waterlogged mud wherever I'm going at the moment, and that will actually freeze my feet before I realise it. Oh, there's all cones here, how wonderful. Well, is that surprising? My, I love these for the fire, pine cones. I'll just carry on walking, do my walk first of all. Yes, the temperature. I don't know what's going on. The snow's melting, but it feels so much colder. And as you can see up, there's not really a wind or anything. But yeah, it feels friggin' freezing, man. I'm not even tempted to take off my boots, and normally I'd be itching to get them off my feet, but no, it's very, very cold today. I've got fingerless gloves on, and the end of my fingers is cold too. It's a funny thing, cold, isn't it? Because Mustaf was saying he goes to college now, Mustaf, and he's doing English and math, which I think is great, really. He's been doing it for a couple of years, and he said in his English class he met someone new, and you know, he's seen him a couple of times now, and this guy just wears a t-shirt, and Mustaf was finally kind of made friends with him and was having a chat, and this guy says that he thinks central heating is causing all the illness and disease, and he used to have a girl friend, and she basically used to walk around the house in underwear with the central heating turned up, and his bill was always in excess of £300. And after him and his girlfriend split up, he decided to cut the central heating because it had got him into debt. And he said that was a while ago, and he doesn't ever use central heating now. And his body is acclimatised, and he can walk out in cold weather with 2 layers on, he says. And when he's in the house, he doesn't have any heating on at all. Mustaf says to him, "Do you have a fire?" He says, no. He just puts on additional clothes or wraps himself up in dressing gowns and blankets. And he said to Mustaf, you know, I don't want to go out to work, to come home, to pay it all, just so that I can sit in a warm room with a t-shirt on. And he's actually acclimatised now. And of course, this is one of my things. I do have central heating, and to be honest, it has been cold over the past few weeks, and I have put it on a couple of times. But most of the time now, it is just the fire, and I think it's great. I do get a couple of bags of coal a week, just 25 kilogram bags, because that's all I can carry, really, and I bring it home, and a bag lasts me a week. I kind of you know, mix it with wood and pine cones, so I think that's okay, because this bag of stuff costs about I don't know, £9. Yeah. It's not just about money though. It is about your health. I don't know if my chest is getting better or if it's getting worse. Bless her, he just tripped up. With the fire. I don't know. Oh, I'm going to have the 923 from Milton Keynes. Approaching platform 3. And you do think to yourself, well, you know, a bit like the dogs, there would have been a time when we would have just walked out as we're meant to, without all of this paraphernalia on. And I think, you know, for Mustafa to have spoken to that guy, it shows that acclimatisation does take place. We're just not motivated enough, and it's crazy because we stay in these centrally heated houses and we wear hardly any clothes in them. We're circulating the same air continually without any fresh air coming in at all. And then we're getting coughs and colds and flu and all the rest of it. So we're then spending our money on the medication. Going out to work is like a vicious circle. You're earning the money to buy stuff you wouldn't really need to bother about if we didn't live in this crazy civilization. It is frustrating when you can't go barefoot. But I just know how cold this is. And I think to myself, well, what would we have done in those times? You would still have needed to have ate and... But I think the thing is, we would have been out working, do you know what I mean? It would, you would have been out getting your food or your fuel. A bit like every other creature. Anyway, I'm hoping to see my mum today. She hasn't been out of her house now for 3 days. I've been every day and she's just taken the food I've brought, and I get her a newspaper. She loves her newspapers for the crossword. I mean, I just got her a book of crossword puzzles because I don't think it does her any good reading about all the doom and gloom and despair and everything that's, you know, sort of put out there by the propaganda machines. But she said no, she would prefer the papers. So, I'm hoping she's feeling better today. And, life is very strange, guys. The universe, God, or whatever you like to call it, works in the most incredible, well, with the most incredible timing. Mustafa has got to go back to Austria. And I've had to work really hard with him to get his brother's case prepared. Just out of the blue, they said 2 days ago that his case will be heard on the 21st. And the poor guy's been in hospital most of the time he's been over there, intensive care for quite a bit of it. He doesn't speak German or English, and he was just given an Afghani translator, and they speak Dari, not Farsi. And there's like differences, and sometimes it's the difference that makes the difference, guys. So Mustafa and I have had to do the job of the solicitors and prepare his casework. And yeah, Mustafa was going to go out tomorrow. This is all weird, isn't it? And in the end, he said no, he would go on the 15th. Yeah. And I just think to myself, you know, if I had been away, I would not have been here to help him put this case together. It has to, you know, he needs to present it as a solicitor would. And it's just so difficult for him to get access to translators and so on. So without them, his case is just thrown out and he's sent back to Iran. So we've worked very hard, lots of conversations and being on Skype and trying to get it all sorted and typed up and presented, ready for the 21st. So my stuff is flying out on Friday. Hey ho, hey ho. It's like freaking Groundhog Day, I'm telling you. But I want to say something about Groundhog Day. Oh no, you see, I might walk round this barefoot. This is looking a bit better. Yeah, I want to tell you something about Groundhog Day. That film, it blew my mind when I first saw it, guys. You know, it really blew my mind. And there is such a flipping story within a story, if you know what I mean. And the thing is, it kind of shows you how opportunities to change things are put in front of you all of the time. We just choose to look the other way or get on with our busy lives and not offer a hand of support to anybody. And oh my God, look at this. Sorry guys, but I'm just seeing all of these ladies' earrings. Oh, they're lovely. There's a whole circle of them here, look. It's so beautiful. I don't know if these ones are called catkins. I haven't got a clue. I just call them ladies' earrings. I think that's what they look like. I used to have some earrings that dangled down like that. I used to think I was so fly. And don't you look pretty with your little diamond on the end? Hey, hey. Gorgeous. And they're all everywhere. Beautiful. Yeah, you know, there is no second chance to live that same moment over again and make different choices. But the lesson is there. The learning is there. And I love Groundhog Day for that purpose. I just thought it was showing us such an important lesson. How we overlook, turn our back, don't want to get involved, don't want to extend our hand, and muddle on in our own selfish way, not getting where we want to, because what we're putting out is what we're actually receiving back. But I think the interesting thing for me is this. I shall be able to learn from my lesson. And I kind of know that when he's gone, well, Samira is going to go and stop with Musa and look after the kids, because apparently it's half term. But I am really looking forward to having the house completely to myself, playing music whenever I feel the need to, not getting out of bed if I don't want to. I don't know how the dogs will cope with not going on a walk first thing in the morning. Come on, honey, just leave it alone. But I'm sure they'll be okay. And taking it as a week of reading and that kind of solitude that I actually like. Solitude in the middle of a mid-terraced inner city dwelling. Can there be such a thing? Well, yeah, they can in my place. Anyway, I haven't really stopped and looked, but it is so beautiful. And I think I'm going to go back to that little glade where all the ladies' earrings were, and take off my boots and have a little walk around and just enjoy. A robin up there. Do you know, I do think I'm a frustrated twitcher, bird watcher, whatever they're called. I used to think, how can someone want to just sit? You see it hopping about up there. How can someone just want to sit in a hide and wait for birds? But do you know what? When you actually go and do it, it's absolutely wonderful. I used to go with Jim and Sue to the hides at Brandon Marshes, and it was just lovely. But I did used to think the same about fishing. I used to think, my God, all these men who go fishing, and it's apparently the number one kind of thing that men like to do. Well, sport-wise. And I'm sure there's other things they prefer to do. And I used to work with young people in a secure unit and in care. And I got onto the activities kind of team and used to go doing activities with them, like abseiling and, you know, orienteering and stuff like that. It was lovely. But this one day, we'd gone away somewhere, all camping out. It was just magical. And the sport, or the physical activity for the next day, was fishing. And I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm going to be bored out of my tree. Well, actually, I wasn't. I can honestly understand why men, mainly men, love to fish. There is something just so... it's almost like a form of meditation. And it is just beautiful to just sit there, and so much is going on the water's surface. And I think one of the most fantastic sights I ever saw was when we were on the Land's End to John O'Groats bike ride. And we were in Scotland, and we just actually kind of got across the border of Scotland. And there was this mighty river, and I mean mighty by our standards. I did read Tom Huckleberry Finn, and where they have rivers a mile wide. Well, this isn't quite a mile wide. It's not even a quarter of a mile wide. But it was a mighty river, and it was clean, and it was absolutely beautiful. And in this river, excuse me, there were men fishing, and they had waders on that came up to their chests. And they were standing there with these lines, and it was like artistic to watch them, kind of a flicking and a pulling and releasing of these lines. And they were on the hunt for salmon. Well, it was just beautiful to watch. It was just such a beautiful sight. And then we walked on a bit further with the bikes, pushed the bikes round for somewhere to sit and eat our food. And we saw, you know, deer. It was just like you'd been transported to Mr. McTigglewinkle's place, if you know what I mean, in some kind of a fantasy. Absolutely beautiful. Anyway, guys, I haven't talked much about chemtrails or anything else like that today, because I can't see any. Doesn't mean to say there's not all loads of them up there, been laid down above the snow sky. And Yes. Sound of birds and nature. It's wonderful. Right. I'm going to go, and I love you all. Keep looking up, guys. Because you never know what you might see. Here's another pine cone tree, so I might stop here now and pick up some of these, put them in my bag. Yeah, keep looking up. You never know what might be up there. And remember to enjoy life, live it. It is exactly why you're here. And enjoy all of the downs as well as the ups. And I hope you can hear all the birds that are here. It's just beautiful, man. And I'll catch you all again tomorrow. We're going to go now, honey? Okay, guys. Love you all. Bye.